because it looked like Caitlin Clark went to Chicago and took the city over. It looked like she took the city over.
People are showing up just to witness Caitlin Clark. It's like she's the damn Beatles.
Remember that awkward Reebok campaign where Angel Reese tried to brand herself with the whole "come to your trap, take over your trap" slogan during All-Star Weekend in Indy? Well, the irony writes itself. Caitlin Clark didn't just show up. She marched in, took over, lit up the entire arena, and ran the show like it was hers. Meanwhile, Angel Reese was notably absent, sidelined by yet another conveniently timed injury, fading from the spotlight when the stage was set. It's hard to ignore how Clark turned what was supposed to be Reese's home turf into her own personal showcase, while the so-called hometown star was nowhere to be found. The entire scene felt straight out of a movie, like a script crafted to embarrass Reese. Caitlin Clark arrived in Chicago and instantly sparked a frenzy outside the United Center, greeted like a rock star rolling into town, while Angel Reese was nowhere in sight, sidelined with a back injury that many fans are skeptical about. As Clark spent time signing over 200 autographs, posing for photos with families, and turning the arena's entrance into an impromptu Fever fan meet, Reese was busy posting vague messages on social media, trying to shift the spotlight from the sidelines.
Caitlin Clark spent 20 minutes signing autographs. She made her way 2/3 of the arena. She signed literally hundreds of autographs. She signed hundreds of autographs. And if you guys didn't see that game today, there were as many Fever fans as there were Sky.
The so-called trap Angel Reese claimed as her own was completely taken over not with force, but through pure talent, composure, and undeniable star power. If you're watching this unfold and starting to see the difference between media hype and authentic greatness, smash that like button and drop a comment saying, "I've got the fever," because what happened next only made the gap between Clark and Reese even more obvious. Let's dive in.
Now see, this the real version of walking your trap and take over your trap. Look at this. Look at that.
Oh my God.
All them jerseys. I would hate Caitlin too. And I wasn't even aware. Wasn't this supposed to be Barbie night or something? Come on, Caitlin walked in and took over. And she didn't even play.
The contrast between these two stars couldn't have been more glaring, almost as if the entire day had been scripted to highlight Reese's absence from the moment. On one side, Caitlin Clark, sidelined by injury, was still front and center, giving fans every ounce of the experience they came for. On the other, Angel Reese, supposedly the face of Chicago, was nowhere to be seen during the city's most anticipated game of the season. This is the reality when a player tries to ride the momentum of another, a spotlight without laying down their own foundation. Eventually, the filters come off, and the truth surfaces, showing who's built for long-term greatness and who's merely playing dress up in the superstar role.
Oh, Caitlin Clark is not playing the game. And like, by the way, like, people didn't know whether or not Caitlin was playing that game until the very end. There are hundreds of fans that were there to see Caitlin Clark play on the off chance Caitlin Clark would be able to sign something. She was there. She spent like 20 minutes autographing everything.
What happened to Miss Angel Reese? She's all in Indiana during All-Star, and her Reebok campaign, "Come to your trap, take over your trap."
And here's the moment that truly defines the difference. Caitlin Clark didn't even have to step on the court to dominate the night. Her influence is so powerful that just being in the building shifts the entire atmosphere. While Clark energized the crowd from the sidelines, her Fever teammates took it upon themselves to deliver a statement performance on the hardwood.
I think this what means when you walk into your trap and take over. She in your city. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. I forgot about that tweet. I forgot about the tweet. Walk in your trap, take over your trap. I just realized that. I'm like, oh my God, there's no way to...
Kelsey Mitchell came out with a clear mission: no tolerance for distractions, just business. From the opening tip, she took over the floor with laser focus, sinking three-pointers from seemingly every corner of Chicago. By the end of the night, Mitchell had delivered a commanding 35-point showcase, including 7 three-pointers that left no doubt about who owned the court.
Funny Mitch put him in a ditch, and Michaela Timpson treating the Chicago Sky like a bunch of Simpsons. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Might be scorching hot right now. You have been so good on the road lately. 6 straight games, 24 points a game. How are you off to another hot start in a hostile environment?
I think about just staying in rhythm. And when I stay in rhythm, about being aggressive. So as long as I'm aggressive and being myself, They make it easy.
This wasn't just impressive basketball, it was a statement performance. Kelsey Mitchell turned a hostile arena into her personal practice court, sending a loud message that the Indiana Fever are far more than just Caitlin Clark and company. What made it even sweeter? They pulled it off with Clark watching from the sidelines. This victory highlighted something crucial. Indiana has multiple stars who can step up. With their franchise centerpiece out, Mitchell grabbed the spotlight and led with the poise of someone who fully understands the moment. No hesitation, no nerves. Just a standout performance that declared, we're a threat whether Clark's suited up or not.
Kelsey Mitchell, 7 for 10 from the three-point line, off the start, 8 points quick. You knew, oh, Kelsey Mitchell's hot today. Oh, Kelsey Mitchell's hot today. This might be her game. Let's keep the hot hand in. Let's keep the hot hand going. Let's set her some big body screens, get her open. Kelsey Mitchell, she did it all. 7 for 10 from the three-point line. She got to the rack. She got to the free throw line, carving up the defense, looking like a little snake, how she just slithers in and out of that defense. Kelsey Mitchell, salute to you.
Aaliyah Boston didn't just play, she took control. Her stat line of 14 points and 11 rebounds wasn't about flash. It was about sheer dominance. From the very first possession, she commanded the paint, turning Chicago's interior defense into a problem they couldn't solve. The Sky's bigs had no answer for her polished footwork, physical presence, and high-level court awareness. Every time Boston got involved, it was like watching a masterclass on how to neutralize opponents and make top-tier players look average.
She lit them up. I mean, she was on fire. On fire. She couldn't miss. I mean, everything was in the flow of the offense. Effortless, man. We gotta give love to Kelsey Mitchell. 12 of 19 from the floor, 7 of 10 from 3, 35 points. Straight stirring the pot. Stirring the pot. She was cooking their ass today. Kelsey Mitchell was on one. She was on one. She was a plus 25 for the game. The Chicago Sky are a flat out joke. This team is terrible.
While Boston was busy dismantling Chicago's front court, Ari McDonald once again came off the bench and delivered in the clutch. She chipped in with 10 crucial points, playing like the moment was made for her. Keep in mind, McDonald wasn't even part of Indiana's original rotation plan this season, yet here she is, writing key chapters in the Fever's success story. But this victory wasn't just about stats. What truly stood out was Indiana's total command of the game. This wasn't a fluke win. The Fever dictated the tempo, controlled the pace, and shut down every spark Chicago tried to ignite. Every time the Sky hinted at a comeback, Indiana slammed the door. This was a statement, win calculated, professional, and utterly ruthless from start to finish. That final score 93-78 actually flattered Chicago. Let's be honest, it felt more like a 30-point demolition. Indiana controlled every phase of the game, shooting accuracy, rebounding, ball movement, defensive pressure, energy, you name it. And the most impressive part, they did it without their franchise star even stepping on the court. That's what real contenders look like, no excuses. Just next player up mentality, executing at a high level, and dismantling teams that can't match their focus. Now let's talk about Chicago for a second. This was supposed to be their bounce back moment, a home game, their season teetering on the edge. Every reason in the world to come out swinging. Instead, they crumbled. The Sky looked overwhelmed and outclassed by Indiana's crisp execution and relentless aggression. The Fever shot nearly 50% from beyond the arc, while Chicago limped to an ugly 31%. That disparity isn't just a shooting slump. It's a reflection of deeper issues, culture, preparation, mindset. One team is building a winning standard, the other is still searching for it. Indiana's bench deserves a standing ovation for the role they played in this game. Michaela Timpson and Lexi Hull delivered vital minutes that kept the engine humming. These aren't just benchwarmers filling time. These are impact players who maintain the Fever's high standards while giving the starters the rest they need. And that's crucial during a playoff push. You can't expect your stars to carry heavy minutes every night. What makes Indiana truly dangerous is their ability to rotate fresh legs and never drop the intensity. Their defensive effort was relentless, forcing 17 turnovers and putting on a masterclass in disruption. The Sky were never comfortable, constantly on their heels, scrambling to adjust, and always a step behind. That's not just effort, it's a system working exactly as designed. This situation goes far beyond a single disappointing night for Chicago. This latest defeat marks their 5th consecutive loss, and the issues run deep. From injuries and inconsistent rotations to turmoil on the coaching front, the foundation is falling apart. A roster that was once seen as playoff ready is now struggling just to stay relevant. The problems aren't limited to the scoreboard. The team's confidence is visibly eroding. Their body language speaks volumes. Their execution is scattered, and their coach appears helpless as things unravel in slow motion. the front office faces a harsh reality. They must choose between initiating a full rebuild or clinging to the false hope of an unlikely turnaround. At this pace, Chicago will be fortunate to stay ahead of teams that aren't even aiming for a playoff push. On the other side, Indiana has found their formula, a balance of stability, clear structure, and a winning strategy, while Chicago scrambles to fix leaks in a sinking ship. The Fever are quietly constructing a sustainable contender. This victory wasn't just another tally in the win column for Indiana. It was a statement, a showcase of what a championship-caliber culture truly looks like. For Chicago, it served as a brutal reflection, exposing every weakness, every misstep, and every excuse. They didn't just lose the game, they were thoroughly outclassed. A closer look at the numbers reveals an even harsher reality for Chicago. They were outworked on the boards, losing the rebounding battle 42-35. This wasn't a matter of size or physical mismatch. It came down to sheer effort and determination. Indiana didn't overpower them physically. They simply executed better, boxing out effectively and relentlessly attacking the glass to win every hustle situation. The Fever's ball movement was equally impressive, racking up 24 assists on 34 made field goals. Their offense flowed with purpose and efficiency. In contrast, Chicago managed just 16 assists, highlighting a stagnant offense bogged down by isolation plays and forced shots. Turnovers were another glaring issue. The Sky played hurried, careless basketball, while Indiana maintained composure, making smart decisions and protecting possessions. The numbers don't deceive. They paint a clear picture of two teams heading in opposite directions, one disciplined, cohesive, and fully prepared, the other disorganized, reactive, and relying on hope rather than execution. Chicago's issues run deeper than just injuries or lack of chemistry. Their challenges are rooted in fundamental aspects: preparation, leadership, and a clear team identity. They're playing on their heels, reacting to situations instead of dictating them. Meanwhile, Indiana is showcasing the kind of basketball culture that defines championship-caliber teams, and the rest of the league should be taking notes. The Fever walked into a tough environment, missing their marquee player, and still dismantled a divisional opponent with precision. That's the formula of a legitimate playoff contender. When Caitlin Clark returns, opposing teams won't be able to focus their defense solely on her anymore. They'll face a battle-hardened unit that's already learned how to thrive without her. That combination of depth, belief, and a solid organizational blueprint makes Indiana a matchup nightmare. They're not just building for this season, they're setting the stage for sustained success. It's also important to highlight how much this game accelerated the development of Indiana's young core. They've gained critical experience handling high-pressure moments without relying on their superstar safety net. That growth will be invaluable when postseason intensity ramps up. Kelsey Mitchell has firmly established herself as a reliable second scoring threat, a dynamic three-level attacker with poise and a fierce competitive edge. Meanwhile, Aaliyah Boston continues to evolve into a dominant two-way presence, dictating the action in the paint on both ends of the floor. Indiana's supporting cast isn't just holding the line, they're thriving in their roles, consistently stepping up and enhancing the team's overall performance. That kind of reliable depth is what sustains playoff runs, because in the pursuit of a championship, it's not just about having stars. It's about having a system, the ability to adapt, and a collective belief in the mission.